How's it, Mr. Van der Enslow? How's it, Ken? Good to have you back. Hi there. Your name is Zoom user. Somebody call you Mr. Zoom. Oh no, it's breaking. I'm not sure if it's my side. Pietro, anybody, can you hear me okay, or is it coming in broken? As far as I know, the Wi-Fi, or rather the fiber, seems to be okay this side. Been all right all day. Can you hear me okay? Because once I isolate that, we know it's fine. Okay, great. We'll know. Maybe I was looking at my bank account, and that's why it sounds so broken there, Ken. Hey, should joke about money in a trading. I was only kidding. Pietro, first time a lady's a long time said to me, "You're perfect." Oh, you mean the sound? Damn, I was hoping there. Just wait a minute. I'm just a bit of back, just a bit of fun. To wait till 4 and then we can go more serious. Yeah. That's one thing, when you get to my age, Pietro, you can joke. You can laugh at yourself. I can laugh at myself. Yeah. Start off with this one. A few more seconds, we'll get started. Yeah, we're right about Euro JPY. I'm sorry about those two ladies going for the sell. Yeah, I must admit, it seemed to work out the long on that one quite well. But again, it says it's up to the person. I mean, I think that's going to go up and it goes down. Well, I think it's going down, it goes up, it happens. I just state what I see in front of me, and they were happy to take that and say no. They saw downsides as they put the money where they assumed they did. This is a demo, I don't know, or maybe they said they did and it didn't anyway. I'm sorry to say, it didn't work out for them. The long was the correct. Yeah, it's a daily nightmare. It's 2 or 3 now, whatever the levels are. But unless it's expensive to get a decent for the what you call it inverter. So a lot of people find that a little bit outside their sort of pay area. That's just sort of frustrating. Yeah. I've got it on there, so we can look at it now. It's 1:30 now. We look at it. It's 1:30. So it's 4 o'clock. We look at it now. Okay, where were we? Yeah. Okay, GBP CHF got in at 61, went right down earlier on the 15-minute chart, so went right down here, looking pretty good. 1149. Oh, went down lower than that. No, it went down here. Well, that's a 50-minute chart, you dickhead, Roger. Went right down to here. Started flirting with a round figure, doing brilliantly, up 40 pips. And that's the market for you. And that is the one thing, and I've been doing this for a while, it still drives me scatty. So when you start your trading journey, it must drive you 10 times even more scatty. And I think that's the number one area where people start throwing stones at the screen and carrying on, because, in we get in here. What was the time? 9:30, whenever it was. Can't remember, something like that. Down it comes. What a beaut. Then the thing goes right up again and it goes sideways. I got somebody then sent me a screenshot because that's your life, but it's not much point because I cannot control the markets. I have to explain to the person. You can screenshot me all you like. I mean, I don't want it to do that. I want them to continue down. Of course we all do. I can't control that. So now it goes, it's looking pretty good and shoots up again. And if you've not been doing this for a while, you're sort of programmed. Each day goes by is progress, not one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. And unfortunately, the ups and downs of the markets is the quickest way to getting scatty, as I mentioned. So you just got to accept that's the way it is. You've got your strategy, you've taken your view. Like I said, you've worked out your position size, you've got the calculator, and you said, if that goes, I'm risking X on that. If it goes, so be it. And then concentrate on the other stuff and check it occasionally. Because, yeah, it is. It's not really gone too much into the negative, a little bit of negative, not widely so. But it's just a noise comes straight back. And now it's stuck in a sideways zone between the 50 times 15 and 100 times 15, waiting for the next sort of move. So completely outside the control. For all intents and purposes, I still stick with this trade. I still like it. I still stick with the strategy. But yeah, it's down up 50 pips and back. So what happens next time? They say, well, I'm going to take the 50 pips. And he goes up in your favor another 100. And we start saying maybe take the profit too quickly. Well, always go back and say, well, I took it 50 there. Now what would happen? It's always going to be that balancing act. There's no set area. The only areas you can say is I've taken a view. That's it. Whether you modify stop or you take it early or whatever, that's up to the individual at that specific time. There is no set formula. You can go down there and you say, look what happened last time. I'm going to take my 50 pips. The thing flies off and you've lost out in another 100 pip profit. Or thank goodness I did. Now I'm going to go in for the second time round. That I cannot. I wish I could. And that's the big question everyone asks, the top analysts, everyone in the world. That's the question that gives the unknown to the market. Once we can answer that question, remember, guys, that's not the good news because you won't have a market. Once you know, there is no market because there's no one to be the counterparty. Always remember that. Oh, well, anyways, come back to where it was to start off with. Okay, so anyway, so let it run. Okay, so any questions on GBP CHF? Will you understand where I'm coming from? It's frustrating for everybody. We've been doing it for a long time, medium time, or a short time. Nothing to do about it. It's the machinations of the market. The buyers and sellers basically tussling it out. What's the reason? I didn't see any other reason than the buyers and sellers tussling it out. You can't see what happened at 10 or 11 when it came out. That's already discounted. So yeah, let it do its thing and just. That's the thing is you can have a bit more money in your account. You maybe get 2 or 3 trades. If one gives you a fast, at least the other 2 might be doing well, and you've still got free margins to look at something else. And that's the perennial problem is the guy says, now I've got my 500 in, for instance. Can I do more trades? Well, even if you get 3, you can't. You don't have enough money. And it seems to be difficult to make people understand. This is a multi-trillion-dollar international market, and you're trying to tackle it with basically $30. You've got to put in perspective. You will get the signals, but 1 a day. There's no point sending more because you don't have the account to do it. They don't know that. They try and go in again, not realizing now they're going to get margin call because they've got no free margin. That's why if you want more signals, you've got to have a bigger account. That's why we made it a minimum for the extra account. The VIP, whatever you like to call it, fancy marketing names, doesn't matter. The point is more money means you can get more signals because you can handle them. That's what the concept's got to be. Okay. I do repeat it a lot because I'm trying to get this through to people. You can't have something for nothing. You can't. If you have nothing, you're going to get a little. If you have a lot, hopefully you get a bit more. Not always, but you know what I mean. Okay. And as I say, there's millions of people out there, millions, literally millions of retail, never mind institutions doing this. So yeah. Okay, so let it run. We seem to be okay. The other one's the S&P. Last I looked, it was doing okay. Let's see, where is the S&P here? It's battling to hold below 4.1. Had a couple of stabs. It's battling to hold. See what happens after +4. American markets opening, but anyway, it's still a profit. Not much, I have to be honest. But at least it's a plus rather than a minus. At least it's blue instead of a red. That's the bottom line. Okay. So let that run. Let it run. We had a couple more out. I wasn't too keen. One was a seller, definitely wasn't keen on. A couple of people took it. And other guys looked at me and said, why are you going to sell, not a buy? And so I think it's a buy, but a couple of people to sell. You know, some people like this, some people like that, you know. Live and let live, as they say. There's got a guy just put a WhatsApp through. I hope he's not on here. Is he on here? I hope not. He's been with me quite a while, and he just asked me, is he open session at 4:30? I'm keen to come to trading room, but he's not. Don't want to say that. Been trading for 6 months. You don't know that. It worries me. You know, these are basics one should know. Okay, Euro JPY. Yes, doing okay. Those are in it. Hope you know the score because that wasn't one of my signals. They chose it themselves, so they'll have enough savvy to modify or otherwise, etc. to them. But yeah, let it run. The sell idea. I don't think it can be stopped out. You get one. I didn't quite get stopped out the sell, but not happy with it. But anyway, that's up to the person involved. Another one I decided to. Oh, it was a pending one. I liked it as a pending. That's right. Sorry, been writing there. AUDJPY was a pending. Try to get in at 91. Did we get it filled? I forgot about that. I was too busy doing other stuff. We just about got it filled 11:30. We just about got it filled there. I think I missed that, buddy. Did anyone get filled on that trade? On the AUDJPY? Yes, mean yes, not the Euro. I'm talking about the AUDJPY. Because it confuses me. You say yes after another particular.
Sorry, Roger. My apologies. I got filled on AUD.
Ah, brilliant. I missed it. So you can kick my bloody ass now, finally. I missed it. If you could have got it as a trading idea, bugger it. Well, therefore, you get the TR guys have got a slight head on the others because I missed that to send it out. So that means it's a sort of a benefit for the TR guys. And so far, it's 20 pips into the good. So we mustn't jump too quick and then it might fall off Murphy's Law. At least it's nice in a profit. So that's good stuff. Okay. Right. Nobody seemed to be too keen or we wanted to wait a bit, etc. I came in mind, I thought there might be a chance on gold. Around about the 1870, around about this level to buy. I put it through to the office, but I ignored it or they didn't see it. I forgot. I don't know what happened. But anyway, nobody responded to it, so I left it. But it doesn't make much difference. They haven't really been doing it. It's been hovering around the 1870 market, sorry, 1870 level most of the afternoon. What I'm trying to say is this is fairly aggressive. Is it going to pull back here, or is it going to be? If we can just squeeze it there for about $25 stock, we could take it. We need about what 25. We need about 37.50. Yeah, we could take it to there. You'll get a risk. Do you want to? Does anyone want to jump in now or wait for $4? I'm not telling you not to. I'm giving these alternatives. You can take on board, make your own mind up. Do you want to up and now wait for $4 opening or risk missing out because you might get a better price falling back, but you could risk missing out if it starts to continue up. If you look at the DXY, it's above 103.30. It's held. And the yields on the 10-year note have held and slightly positive, slightly gone up. The Dow's pretty steady, but down from yesterday. So yeah, and you're very good a point there because of course you keep forgetting the spot guys are only opening up at 4:30 today in the United States our time, and let's see how they react. That's actually not a bad point. We've been up, we've forgotten they haven't. Let's see how they react. Not a bad point, that yeah. Not a bad point. But more like, I quite like that point. Still want to go for it, fair enough. But I think Brady's talking about a sense there. He did a good point. Yeah. We've been up, but they haven't. So yes, what's it about 8:30, I think, at that time. Coming up to in 20 minutes, about 8:10 in the morning. So yes, forget their desk then. You want to look at it, let's have a look then, okay? If you want to do it. And it's not expensive to go in. The contract value, remember, go to gold, when right click on gold, any instrument, as an example. Specification says the contract size is 10. So it's only $1,800 a barrel. Sorry, an ounce. 10. So it's a small contract value. A lot of brokers out there have 100 as a contract. 10 is quite small. So it's quite nice from that point of view. So we'll make it stop loss just below here. There's down there, and we'll put the TP up here, around about that level. Make it 18, make it 1850. 1850 gets 1812, should get 1850, surely. See how that works? No, sorry, 1915. Two Marks are joining us. We've got a Mark Brown and Mark Shearer. So you give me 2,000 for a barrel of gold. Well, I'll give you 20 cents for a litre of N-gas. How's that? Anyone take it now? Wait till opening. Braid's got a point there. I have to say, it could change around on opening. I get that. They say the currency is starting to look a bit stronger, which is negative for gold. Remember, the yields and the what's called the dollar strength is the opposite way around. I'm sorry, you're going to have to call me after 5:30 because I'm in the trading room at the moment. Okay. Okay, where was I? Okay, there. Does anyone want to do this, or are you going to wait? Mark's going to wait. And it's so bad getting now, to be honest, opening or not. I think the gold is cooked. I think you're going to get some upside. Might come off a bit. The market can't predict bottoms and tops, but not totally against it. It's up to you. Pending. What's a pending mean? I don't know what pending means. What do you mean pending? What price pending? I need information, guys. Otherwise, I'll give you incorrect answers. Just pull up. Sorry, guys. Just please help. I'd love to when we're trading. Love to, but in trading until 5:30. If you're not sure, you can't get hold of me, you always go to the live chat. Remember, I only advise on trading. It's something to do with some technical, certain nothing to do with stock market college. You can go to the live chat. Buy limit. Where do you want to put the buy limit in? I'm going to put it down here. I know what a pending order is. I need more specifics on what pending order is. See, Fargy get a bit worried, but didn't they? Oh, wouldn't exactly. Hey, Mark, wouldn't exactly throw your confidence. What's that pending order mean? I'm not sure. I don't know what that pending order means. I think Mark will get a little bit worried. 1855, good enough, yeah. Then you put maybe an 1840 stop. And you've got it. I'll do it again. You've got the registration link. Sorry, you're supposed to get in. I've already posted it. I'll do it once more. Just give me a second. I like him, Joey. He's a nice guy. Just want to mention something. Just what's something. A lot of guys WhatsApp me. I don't know who they are, and they say things like "hi." That's all very sweet and nice, but you know, hi. I don't know who I'm talking to. It's time-consuming. So hi, but who are you? And they'll put back John for argument's sake. But that's who the hell's John? There's a million Johns, so you need to be forthcoming. Say hi. This is John Smith, real account number 1234556. Whatever your query is, and then I can get onto it straight away. Okay. Hi, it's time consuming, like who? You know what I'm saying? And then don't put your first name in, and you know, there's a lot of them. especially the common name. But even that, I've had it. You can't put a first name into the system to find out who you are. So give me the information, I can work on it. Okay. That's a bit of shyness, but try to overcome that. Okay, then I can help a little bit quicker. Okay, so anyone want to do this? Okay, stay out, all right? In already. Or Mike's in. Anyone want to join Mike on this? Okay, Zachariah. Gold, just put that down. What we got at it? 1870. Maybe it's only 45 bucks a micro. So, you know, it's at least some even smaller accounts can actually do. I think actually you should make it 1845, slightly better for that, to be honest. You'd hate to be stopped out just to that level there, but it drips below and knocks you out and jumps. Highly fed up with that. So slightly less risk reward, but I'll be quite honest with you, how many guys often hold on to the TP? Often the guys are getting out less than a 1-to-1 risk reward, either stopped at a modified stop or jumping around and they can't handle it. The facts are all over the bloody place to take it anyway. But yeah, I think just, you know, yeah, anyway, it's up to you. Okay, we're moving along. Got that then down. You'll be late. Okay, no problem. Happens. Traffic, things like that, problems, load shedding, all sorts. Okay, so if you want to, there it is 1870. It starts to move a little bit in your favor. Let's come back to it. What's the time now? 10 minutes ago, plenty of time. GBP CHF doing beautifully. Now it's popped up again. So let that run. Nothing more I can add to that. That's all we got out at the moment. I just want to repeat what Brady says and bear in mind, it's got a damn good point. The Americans haven't come back after what happened. And I should remember that, of course. It's a very good point. Yeah, they come back to the desk and see what they make of it. But remember, a lot of guys trading around the clock might be up before that, trading on the DXY, which goes around the clock. So that's a little bit stronger as we speak, but we shall see if they come to their desk. I've mentioned this before. You get the spot traders, you get the futures traders. Spot opens up when the market opens, like cash. The futures goes around the clock. So write down spot and futures and Google it. So I've got time to go do it now, probably confuse more than anything else. And you get a better definition than myself anyway. Put together a definition of it. So spot and futures, you need to know what that means. So when I refer to it, you know what I'm okay. Spot and future. Not forwards, that's don't worry about that. That's tailor-made for institutions. I'm talking on futures, which are an exchange contract. So you can look at that. I call Scott Jordan. What's the Scott? No, Scott. Is that the Scott we used to know and love a year or two ago? Come back from where have you been to come join us again? What's the same Scott? Remember, I think you said you had a RE5 or something. Once it's the same gentleman. Let's give it some jip, but it might work out. Look at the US dollar yen. Remember that? That came 3 pips getting stopped out. In the end, hit target, took the target out. A little bit of help from the Fed, to be honest, but still, yeah, so here we are. I've got quite a few shares, but we can't really look until to see what the opening's like. We've got quite a few shares. I think that you might have caught last time, but don't give up on it. Maybe this time you get them this time. Okay. Okay, any questions? Any trades you're in at the moment? Need a bit of a chit chat on it, or anything you're looking at, or anything you want to just ask? Whilst I'm waiting for it to open, that's going to be my normal posting important stuff, which well, a lot of it's important, but we'll start off with the index. Try and make it doing it. And I'll put my number down. Most you got anyway, but in case someone else doesn't, I'll put that down as well, and the economic link as well. There you have that. So yeah, there you are. Quite simple. We have the technology. Save it. We've got now the DXY, or the dollar index, and the economic calendar, both very important. Put my details down as well. Roger, trading support. Don't forget WhatsApp. 61529341. Yeah, there you are. So that's for guys not below 500 demos, because I can't add any value on below 500 to whatsoever. All I can suggest is put some money in, otherwise it's going to be too much uphill. If it's a demo, I'll be on somewhat interested. Play around the demo at your own time. But if you've got 500 above, yeah, if you want some advice, you can. Got 2.5 grand or more, then just let me know. Give you full details. Again, not say hi. I was in the trading with you. Can you put me on? That's not going to cut it. You've got to say, hi, this is so. Full details. I've got more than 2.5 or whatever it is, or 150 US dollar account. Can you add me to the group? And I'll do that with pleasure and send my contact details and everything. You can certainly do that, Mr. Marshall. Absolutely. You should be on the group with them. I'm pretty sure you are. If you're not, please, I will put you on. Okay. Just let me know. Okay, where are we? GBP and now you want to sell it, right? It's just coming up and attacking the. Not a bad idea. See where it's coming from. It's in the sell zone down here below these guys. I get that. It's only a short-term one. These are the major ones here. 10, 50, 200, and 100 moving averages. It's poked its head above. It's now up at resistance. Is the GBP stable? No, it is. Is the economy in good shape? No, it isn't. Is the NZD in better shape? In my opinion, yes, it is. So that's why they're going to short. Now, I don't see any sellers coming as yet. You see what I'm thinking? I'm thinking aloud here. That's what I'm seeing when I look at that chart. I've given my impression the GBP NZD without on the fundamental side. I've also seen this bounce right up there, and I see the resistance there. My only thing is I don't see any sellers coming in. The momentum's still up. You don't want to catch a falling sword. You don't want to catch a rising sword either. So I think it might be jumping the gun a bit to jump in now. Just wait till we start seeing a few sellers come in, and then I have to say I quite like the look of that. Obviously, Marshall, I know the name anyway. We traded a bit before, and that's what I need for the trade room. I say again, a lot of the trade ideas we get out are because we discuss them in this trading room. Wish more people make the effort to join it, and then they will learn so much more. Less floundering, more learning, as they say. Look at this as a short. Okay. I'm still, oh, you're still in there, my friend. Now, I tell you what, you're a sticker. Good for you. A realistic one. We'll come back for a second to answer that question. Realistic one. Do you want a positive one or a realistic one? Sorry, this word positive is so overused now. It's not. I usually goes in one ear other, and someone says that. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's getting pretty close to the TP there. It's backing to break above. The dollar's now seeing a bit of strength. I think it might pull back from there. I've been nerves hanging around in it. I can't say get out of it. It shoots up. You'll throw custard pies at me. But I think it's going to pull back from there. That's my opinion. That's a pullback from there. I'm not saying you should, Eugene. I'll rephrase it another way to cover my ass. If it was me, I would pull out of that. I don't know if you sent it or not. It should have been sent. NJ. I just want to clarify again. They're not allowed to put trades out without me sort of like ticking it off because they're not qualified, but they can do the admin side. So I'll post on the head office a trade idea, but just because they do have some knowledge. I mean, you get a lot of guys driving the car even they've got the driving license. It's just a legal thing, you know what I mean? And they might not agree. That's fair enough. Like some of you guys might have all those exams, but you know about trading, and you might not agree. Fair enough. Then it's pushed on to head office. There's a guy there in head office who literally posts them onto the WhatsApp group and the MP5 mailbox or whatever they do. But it comes from myself, just so you know that. So you should have got that one, and it's a pity you didn't. However, that's the past. We're trying to get it sorted going forward. You've managed to get on the trading room. Well bloody done, NJ. You've already, just joining, you've interacted. Number 2, well bloody done. So that's great. All you need to do is, if you haven't received the trade or something, you're wondering why the hell, just send me a WhatsApp. You got my details, as I know you have been in touch. And just say, and I'll reply, we haven't got a Guangdong good enough, or not, or I'll just put it, if I'm busy, no, which means politely, not one I can see good enough, or, hang on, why didn't you get it? You should have done, and I'll copy and post it to you. Okay. But that's all clear. Coming half past. I think they're all off for sure. Totally agree with you, Brady. Should pull back, close that gap a little longer. I agree. I think that's going to sort of get short it now. Wait till that holds. See the market's opening up as 4. I think we're going to make that gap down there, and then we can push back up again. Yeah, I think very nicely. This is possibly of a short coming up. I agree. I think the dollar's going to start getting some. Hang on, a short. That means we're shorting it. Sorry. Wrong way around. It's $7 from the yen. Oh, shit. Not too. Yeah, I think I'll pull back, but I got the wrong way around. Sorry, guys. Dollar strength's come in. It might break through. I'll still take it. I agree with that. But I still think it could get a bit of a pullback for another push up. Yeah. So leave that for the moment. Oh, well, that's not our fault. I mean, yeah. If you missed it because you're not receiving, then we'll do something about it. We say we start running around looking into it. And then you leave that very important bit of information is because I was in load shedding. Well, well, no wonder you didn't receive it, or you're at school, or you're on the road, or whatever. I would only say I didn't receive it, but why is that? I've got a funded account and never received it. Not because you weren't online or that's not. You know what I'm saying? Half past GBP CAD. Let's have a look before we shoot across the opening. GBP CAD. You want to buy it, Eugene? I'm a bit reluctant at this stage again. The dollar starts to strengthen a bit to sell the Canadian, and the pound I'm a little bit worried about as well. You could pop up a bit more. I personally think I'd rather be on the short side of that. It's a neutral zone. It's a bit of resistance here. I'm not going to touch at the moment, but I'm looking if we can get a confirmation. I think there might be some downside. I'm not too keen on this one, the outside. But you did perfect. I think you did. That's right. It came back to me later on. Absolutely, and then you did later on. Good. So see how it goes. What's it doing in the moment? Hovering. Oh, it's gone up a bit. Oh, shit. No, I mean, okay, not much you can do about that. We'll move around, see what happens. Okay. All right. Just see. Let's go to the 15 minutes and see how this thing opens. I was looking at open. Just remember, NJ and people there. When you go to trade, it's not always going the right way. It's going to go up and down. If you get right down earlier on, you're 50 pips in profit, as you know, because you couldn't chase it and bounced up. It's a bit higher now. But we'll see how it goes. You got the trade, let it run. If you can't handle ups and downs, you won't be able to trade because it happens all the time. Look at this noise, up and down all the time. Let's say you're shorting here and you're happy. Now look at it. And you're happy again. Now look at it, jumping around. It's such an emotional game, this, the short-term trading, very emotional. Okay. Plays with it. By the way, NJ, not when I said it, I said I give advice. Whether you enter or not, it's entirely your responsibility. We are there to advise. As I mentioned before, while I was watching this, the head office thing was stop sending signals out because if it goes wrong, they blame us. No, it's a signal. It's a trade idea. It's not a trade you must do it, a trade idea. It's up to you to gain the knowledge and look at it whether you agree or not. If you agree, you take. If you don't, you don't. And then you do that, and then if it goes wrong, well, that's the market or whatever. It's purely, it's your business, in other words. You can advise, sometimes correctly, sometimes not. The track record, feedback I've got hasn't been too bad, so that's why a lot of guys stick with it. But yeah, get it right, get it wrong, things happen unexpectedly. But it's not. So we're not here to do the job for you. It's here where you learn how to fish so you can fish yourself. That's the bottom line. Okay. And what happens to this NASDAQ now? From now on, guys, I know finding that number from you guys, whether it goes up there or down there, not a single human being on the planet has any idea. Nobody knows. You take a view. I think the 12.5, maybe 12.6 will hold. I'm looking for downside, so I'd be looking for a 200 pip stop above, maybe around about these levels, slightly higher to take it back down again. If I'm wrong, I'm going to lose 200 pips or whatever I put volumes in. If I'm right, I make a profit. It's as simple as that. But that's klachala. And I don't blame anybody thinking that. I just the same when I went in. I thought these guys knew and what they blah blah blah. We know about all the stuff we're teaching you. The values of the market, nobody knows. We know about calculators. We know about risk reward. All the other stuff we talk, we can control. What happens to the price of the market is in the hands of millions of traders. Always remember that. Where was yours before? It's quite a nice one, just hovering around 40 with the shares. What did you just mention a moment or two there, Marshall? Thought it was in a bad way. When did I wait for confirmation? GBBNZD, just quickly go to that. Are you on my WhatsApp group? If you don't want it to matter, stay because I know you got the Tom. If you're not on it, just let me know because I think I've got your number. Just WhatsApp me and put me on or something like that. Pretty sure you got my number. If you are on, it doesn't really matter. You're okay. Okay, yeah, it seems to be coming right. A little bit of a short term. I like the look of this, to be honest. Am I being impatient? Maybe you need Anna Marie or somebody feet in the ground to hold me back. We can still get a decent stop in here, maybe around about these level. It wasn't there since 30 December. What's that now? Month and a quarter away. Take it down to here. Will we get a risk? We usually get a risk reward. I have to say I like this, Michelle. Okay, well then we'll sort that. Just give me a second. I'm just going to write that down. Marchal Crawford. Thought you're on it. Should be bloody well on it. Okay. I know your account 6730 NB. Just written it down. I'll do it after TR. Very remiss. Should have been on there. Maybe I couldn't find a WhatsApp number. Sometimes happen. I try and get hold of the person I can't. Doesn't go to voicemail, and I don't have a WhatsApp number. It's on another number and at the back. I had a problem with that with the guy today. I have to say I like this. Have you got over 2.5? Try and get this right here. Pusiswa. I like that, yeah. You get it right. Pusiswa, I like it. Have you got over 2.5 grand? If you have, you can just go straight. Not yet, so I can't really assist you on that basis. When you have, you can. You have my WhatsApp number. I posted it earlier on. Just go up on the chat line. You were there. Keep it handy, and then you can WhatsApp me direct. When you got 2.5, not WhatsApp me, and I can give the odd advice, but I can't put it on the group. And even if I did on my own WhatsApp, you get daily updates. You won't get the signals because it's filtered each day to check to see who's got 2.5 or more. So if you get 2.5 today and you got 2.450, 490 the next day, you won't receive the extra signals. Just bear that in mind. The idea behind is to try to encourage two things: to try and encourage people to take this seriously and know they have to have capital. And the other thing is more for their point of view. If we send the amount of signals on all of them, the guys will try to enter without understanding the risk of lack of free margin. So they have to leave out. They don't know which one to leave out, and it causes more confusion than anything else. So it's like anything else here. You want to buy 3 houses, you only got money for one. Why look at 3 houses? You get the idea. Okay, I have to say I like it, so I'm putting a bit pushy on this. I'm not going to do like this. Anyone also likes this? No? Yeah, okay, I will do. Just need that feedback because I want to put the RR up and go in my own little way. Nobody likes it, so don't waste everyone's time. Just a second, we're going to put that. A little bit tighter than that. Put it down there. There we are. And TP, we can take it down here. 18948. Plenty there. Then you actually put up a bit. Put the TP up there. That should do. I have to say thanks, Marshall. I like it. I have to say thanks. It might not work out. But I say I do like it. Look at that. It's only $100 for just over a micro. It's affordable to most. And yeah, I think it's a good chance on that. Everyone get this. You haven't got the calculator. You get it from the live chat technical support. Not for your phone, for your computer. Okay. So yeah, a short, yeah, clear. Short. Okay, so who wants to do it? Zoom user likes it. Zoom Marshall likes it. Mark, do you like it? Mark Shearer, that is. I know there's another Mark there, Mark Brown. Okay, that's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Mars in it, good enough. He's been doing some independent trades, hasn't been doing too badly. So just got to be worried about him. I'm getting a bit xenophobic about Morris. I'm crawling across the board and taking my job now. Just joking, guys. 1.91 go between the spreads, make it 4.6. 1.9245. Ignore the last decimal point. We're only after pips, not points. Remember that, guys. 1.8960, call that. Okay. Was it 110? Okay, let's see how that runs. Okay, right. What was the other one you mentioned? Oh, hang on. Before we do the other one, you have to remind me. I just want to check to see what's happening. Now it's mapping some shares now. Yeah, it's come off a bit. That's the idea. Hit the round figure 12.5 and came off. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. Have you all got that? I'm knocking it off. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at some shares. We've got quite a few possible downside. Do we want to miss them? I mean, do we want to enter after the ship sell? Obviously not. That's what I worry might happen. You know what I mean? Go back to the 5 minute. See, already entered down. That's your problem. Stop loss up here. Is it going to go back up? Let's try the weekly. That's only $6, maybe slightly higher. Get it right out of the way. It's back there in September, 3-4 months ago. There's nothing telling me in this big wide world out there these massive problems have been anywhere near solved. Don't get nasty and personal about a certain president of the United States, but to me, no. I'll leave it at that. No. Okay, so we need a wide stop, make it 160. Going to have the ceiling up and down, tell what you want. You won't be able to take them all, so you can tell me what you like and don't like. Sell, was it 160? 152, call it 15. TP, take it right down here actually. How far is that? 160, that's about 8 bucks away. Soon about 12, then we give it further. Maybe take it down here. 135. Right, what's that? $7.85. It's about 120 rand. 120 rand a share you're in. Right, before I start typing it out for you guys, remember you can't use this calculator, guys. Only open to +4, goes to +10, or to +11 now, sorry. Don't forget that. So you can't change it in the middle of the night, the market's closed, and you don't use this one. Use the Excel one, but I'll do it for you anyway. So, do you like me to print it on there for you? If you do, tell me you like it. Give me a moment as I put it on there for you. APL dot. Don't forget the dot. Right, it's a CFD share. EP. Make it, as I got it written down, it'll jump around. Make it 20 for it at the moment. roundabout. It's going to be moving around by the time I printed it, don't forget. SL, make it around 160. TP, 135 on the nail. The risk is in dollars, it's about, yeah, it's about 120 bucks. 1.0, not 0.01 more that. This is a share. Remember, a share is different. Contract value is 1. It's not 100,000 like that. It's only 1. Margins 5%. They're all 20-to-1 leverage. 5% deposit. So if you want to risk 120 rand, it's 1. If you want to risk 180, it's 1.5. 240, 2.0. None of these, nothing below 1. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Okay. Okay, so who wants to do this? And everyone understood it. There's a few people, non-farms, that made a bit of a cock of it, didn't fully understand what I was on about. But quite a bit's going on here, so we've got to move this along. I've got a few to go through here. Anybody like it? I'm going to join Farney on this one. Did I print it? Where's it gone? I've lost it somewhere. Where's it gone? Am I cracking up here? I thought I just printed. Oh, I haven't bloody sent it. Sorry, I haven't pressed the go button. Why isn't it going? Ah, that's better. Okay, there you are. So no, that's my fault. I wrote it out and hadn't pressed the enter. So sorry about that. Too many trying to move this along. Okay, so there you are. If you want to take it, a couple of people have done it, got written down. So put that under 1. All right, the next one, look at was Baba. I think the ship might have sold on this one. Where can we get that? Weekly again, just crunch a little bit. I think we might get a risk reward on this. 23 bucks, too far away. Leave that one. Okay, what's the next in line? Amazon. Don't forget on Amazon. A bit below the radar since he got default. I think he's pulled out now anyway. Someone else is taking over. He's living the life of luxury, as they say. That's better. Ooh, hellfire. I think I might have missed this. No, it's all right. $12. No, it's not. 10% too far. No, that's too far. We missed that. Get a better price you can. That ship sailed. Just a second. So I'm moving this along a little bit. Try Google. That ship sailed. Definitely not. All right. Google, what's that again? It's about $5 odd. We need about $8 down here minimum. Lucky thing. Stay where you are. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's going to work. All right, the Google. Anyone want to do the Google? Then you got to enter it, NJ. Sorry, I've got to be on the training room. You've got to have your platform training, everything sorted. There's a lot of people here who want to get in on this. Can't hold it up for guys how to enter it. Quiet times have no problem, but you've got to be on that. So you've got to put it in and enter it. All right, Google. Right. Anyone want to do this? Google, right. Just give me a second, get the stuff for you. Where the TP is up here, wasn't it? When we last there, September, months ago, that's fine. 108, make it 108.25. Make it 103.75. There's a TP down here, wasn't it? That will make that 94 bucks. Might go lower, hopefully. We get a start. If you're on board for move that TP. But we'll see. Okay, what is the risk? 425 is 50, 450. Give me a second, I'll type it out. All of them be sold, but I'll put it down anyway. Be around, don't exact, 103.75. It's a better price, what a pleasure. Slightly out, what a pleasure. SL 108.25. TP 94. Risk is 450. It's about 80 bucks in it. 550. Yeah, 80 bucks. work out your position size. There we are. Tabo. Okay, right. Okay. Sorry, it's Google. I pressed the wrong button, that little triangle thing there. It's Google full stop. All the shares, you put the code in full stop afterwards. I know you can't engage. I've got other things to do. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I can't stop for one person and teach them platform training because we've got quite a few going on. If you guys want to get in, I reiterate, guys, you've got to understand how to operate the platform in trading. Number one priority. But I will do it in this case. Please, you must know to hold everyone up. You go in there and you put in Google or whatever it is you want to put in, stop and enter. So it's now entered. You've got to know how to do that because we can't stop the people want to get a lot of trades. Sometimes it's quiet, but there's a lot going on for one person who didn't know how to operate the platform. Very good. Okay, Meta. Meta is the next one on the line. Yep. Are we happy with that? The Google. Okay, a couple of people. That's two. Right, Meta. Write that down. Also, all sold. Meta, the ex-Facebook, so we all know. Make sure the information is there. Remember, it's only been going for a few months. There's no use on the weekly. It's quite strong at the moment. That's my only worry. What's the NAS doing? Yeah, where can it go from here? I haven't really got enough. I prefer the weekly. We'll still do it. I'm just a little bit worried about Meta because it's been pretty good with that jump so far, and it hasn't come off a little bit like the others. So we've got quite a few, so we can afford to miss out on that one. I think we'll go to Microsoft instead. Let's see if we can get a decent price because we don't want to miss this. I like Microsoft to all of them. That's the best, in fact. How far is that? We can still do it, I think. That's what, $8? $8. Yeah, we can do it. Okay. So stop loss is out the way up there. Make it 265.50. 265.50. PP, we can make it right down this level here. 243. 256 at 50. Okay, doesn't really matter around about that. Sell TP. And what is the difference? It's $8. Am I right? No, $9. $9. So it's 170 minus 20, 150. It's 150 bucks per share. All right. Yes, you can, Ken. I still see the short on that one jumping around. Absolutely, Ken. Yeah. Where was I? Just get this down now. If anyone wants to do, bring it down here. SFT stop. Right. MSFT stop. EP around where it is at the moment. So I'm getting a slightly better price. So it's higher than the entry price. What a pleasure. Don't forget that. SL 265. TP 243. Risk is $9 or 150. That's right, 150 per share or 1.0. Right. Microsoft is I think quite a nice one actually. Anyway, who likes Microsoft? I don't know, Zeph. We're doing this at the moment. So you'll have to look at that yourself, your experience. But I'll stick with the old one. I know what GBP show. I don't know what it's doing. I'm looking at that. You need to go and can't stop the whole show because some looks completely different. So look and see what the SL is from before. You know what it is. Right. Who wants to do this one? You're in. Great. Put that down. Right. Going on to the next one. Microsoft. Nike is another one. I've looked at a short. Good possibility on this one. We need to get a weekly to look at better idea. Nike, we put up here, $11. It's a little bit far. I'd rather have $10. That's a bit far, but rather have $10. It hasn't been there since June, which is 8 months ago. So we need about 15 to make it work. That ain't going to cut it. Down here will. So put Nike down and just get the figures and see if you like that. If you don't, I'll cross it out. 150. SL. Well, I made about $10 away, didn't I? Take it 134.50. And one, take it down here. 114. That should do it. Will it? No, it won't. Down here. 105. All right. $10 easy, 170 off the top of the head. All right. Don't know what to do this one. You've got to have enough money. If you haven't, don't enter into it. I'm putting a few out. You're going to choose. If it's too many, you want to stop, tell me. Because not everyone's got enough free margin to go from all of them. 124.5 sell. I'm putting that little thing there. 124.50 sell. SL 134.50. TP 105. Risk is 170 per share. Right, there's the Nike. Does anyone want to do that, or you run out of money and no free margin left? You like Eugene? So again, it's no doubt about it. It's certainly a privilege to have a bit of more money in your account. You can take them. You've got enough. It's kind of a state. The guys with lack of funds, it's going to be a nightmare, and it'll take a long time to build it. Because I've only got 1,000, I'll build it. It might take you years to build it because the percentage of 1,000 rand is so small. You know, 10,000 is 1% of a million, but it's 1,000% of a grand. You get the idea. Okay. Oracle, that's what I got down as well. Thank you for reminding Mr. Marlowe. Got it written down, and then you forgot Oracle. Can we do? Yes, it's looking okay. It's going to go back to the daily. That's fine. Weekly, that's fine. 4 hours at 10 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. Right, Oracle, I like it. Okay, Oracle, not too tight to stop. I'll make it a bit wider. I'd rather have it a bit wider. Just out of the way, just in case you want some noise. I think $4 stop will do. Yeah, $4 stop. And then we can take it down here, and that's 750. Take it down there to start with. 80.50, 80.60. Oracle. ORCL dot sell. 89.10. $4, 893.00. And there's the TP again down here somewhere. 80, 89, that'll do. Yeah, make it straight $80. TP, SLTP, and it's $4, 4738. Sorry, 1734.68. I think it's 70 bucks. 70 bucks. Put that down. Come to that in a minute. Got to do these first. Okay, sell ORCL stop. EP. Good market if you like. 89.10, where it is, plus minus. 90 SL. 93 TP. 80, eh? Is that right? 80 we've been writing, yeah. Risk is $4, which is, call it 70 bucks for 1.0. I think that's enough for now. Otherwise, guys are going in no free margin. That should do all that. I don't know why that is, MJ, to be honest. You should have access to shares. You put the code in and enter it. You should do. I don't know why that is. I can't sort it out now. I'm sorry to be a hassle to you, MJ. If you can, at 6:30, go and see Clinton. He's doing a platform train tonight. I'm not sure. I don't know who's doing it. Maybe it's Jart's doing it because I think he's on holiday or something. So he's doing it tonight. So Jart is one of the managers. You can ask him, say, I'm not done, but I don't know why that is. And he'll sort you out. That's the job of platform train to sort it. But if you're entering in and it's not coming up, I don't know why that is. You should be able to get it. ORCL stop. You should be able to get it. Okay. Anyone need money left to this one? I've got it down there. Or should I put a line through it? Anyone want to do this one? 2 people preferably. Okay. You're in. Anybody else? Sorry, NJ. In. That's okay. That's all right. Put it down now. Thanks, Fania. Sorry about NJ. I can't do platform trading right now. I've got other stuff to do. It's a trade and remember. But I'll just make sure again. I'm pretty sure you're having a problem with your site, but just in case, just put in whatever it is. I don't know, MS. You need to put in Microsoft. That might work. Microsoft. It should spell it out for you. There you are. Spell out Microsoft. Just press the enter. You should get it then. If you don't, I'll be honest, I know what the problem is. No idea. We haven't had that problem before, so I'm not sure. Right. Just make sure, guys, if I give you 20 trading signals, that's no good because if you don't have the money to take all 20 with enough free margin, you've got to leave some out. So you got a few there. I'm sorry, NJ, I do feel for you. You take the trouble to come here, interact, wonderful to have you. You've been doing okay so far. What can I say? I can't help you now. I just have to say, go in at 5 minutes. Go on.
Roger.
Yeah.
You may just go onto Market Watch, right click and show all.
Market Watch and what, sorry?
Market Watch, right click the mouse and show all.
Right click on NAS.
On the mouse.
I can't understand. The mass, M-A-S-S.
No, mouse. You know the mouse?
Oh, on the mouse. Right click on the mouse. Done that. Or do you go here to Market Watch? Right click there, you mean?
Yes,
Right.
and then show all. Right click.
Okay, right click on Market Watch. Done that. Nothing's happening. I'm right and click like mad. Nothing's happening.
Oh, mine comes up there.
Oh,
I've got a thing.
Hey, what about? Sorry, what about? Sorry about. I'm selecting
there.
there. Ah, that's slightly different. Let's try again then. So you go to this area here, and then right click. No, it's not coming out. It happened a moment ago. Show all on that one. What's that going to tell me? Look at this.
There.
And you mean show every single what? Now
Well, it shows you all your pairs and it shows you all your indices.
Yeah, that's no good to me because I had the whole thing set up from before. Never mind. I'll have to write to it.
No, that's good. That information was for MJ.
Now I've got the whole. I wish I hadn't done that. Now so the whole thing's set up again. Now try if this might work. Don't forget to save it, by the way. No, has that come back now? I've got a whole lot of crap on there now. But that shouldn't be the issue. You should be able to add it to there. Now he'll sort it out tonight. He's a tech funded job. Now I'll just have to sort it out after us now. Never mind. Yeah, I know about the hiding in that. Just don't know why when you click to add, that's not happening. Anyway, it's not, so we'll have to move on. Sorry about that. Okay, there's some other trades you want to look at. GBP CHF. Is it still here? Good, it's with me. Okay, where are we now? Now let's just let it run. If you get a better price, you want to enter it, use the same stop loss and TP as on the signal. The GBP, what was the other one now? The GBP NZD, we just got in. Anything happening on that? Gold's hovering slightly better where it took it. GBP NZD. That was a sell at 91.46. So well, it's not happening, is it? Anyway, it's only jumping up and down, so it's a bit early to tell. Okay, fair enough then. I know what's in your account, by the way. I mean, you might have enough for that. I have no idea. What else? Was anything else you want to look at? Because I was trying to do the shares, another question being asked, and I'm not sure there. So just refresh my mind, guys. Anything else you want to look at? You were posting just now. Because on currencies, because we're doing shares just now. NAS 100. Have you traded the NAS before, Tabo? A lot of guys go for the NAS without understanding the full pros and cons of it. Have you traded the NAS before, Tabo? Okay. Fair enough then. Okay, I do see downside. Stop up here, 200 pips. You might probably have to have a wider stop. But if you're going to do the NAS, at least 200 pips. You've got to risk about 350 around minimum. We're going to do the NAS per micro. If you do it there, it's 670 risk. Yeah, that means you've got to have at least 10, 11 grand in your account. Not for guys who've got less. If you're risking that kind of on a micro. But I see downside, yeah. But again, you could pop up easy 200-300. You know what it's like. Pop up there before it shoots off. You've got to have an account. I say you've traded before. I'm happy with that. And some guys said that before, and I look, they've got accounts of about 2 grand. You cannot trade the NAS on 2 grand unless you get lucky continually. It will come back and bite. You don't have enough free margin for the incredible volatility on the NAS. You only got $700. Well, if you only got $700, MJ, most of those trades you can't do anyway, so don't worry about it. 3 grand, in my opinion, is too small for the NAS. See, you know, if you risk 350, which is the minimum risk on the NAS to do the job properly, you're going there for what's 350? It's 30 rands, 1%, it's 35%. Is that right? I'm not talking rubbish there. 10% is 30 rand, 1% is 30 rand, that's right. So I'm talking rubbish there. Sorry, about 12%. You're risking 12% of your entire capital on one instrument at the minimum entry for the risk involved. I personally think people shouldn't do it below 5 grand. It's your money, it's up to you. If you've only got 700 NJ, please, you know, be careful. You really can only go one trade at a time, 0.01. Otherwise, you're overexposed. So don't worry about the shares. Get a hack at getting the forex sorted out, and then you can pick up the shares later on. If you want to do shares, you can do a share, yeah, but only one share at a time, nothing else. You cannot diversify. You haven't got enough money, so you've got to have all your eggs in one basket, in a nutshell. Yeah, what currencies do you want me to check? If you're already in one, you can't go into another one. That's why I've tried to get through to people. You haven't got enough money, you can get 10 trades, irrelevant. You're in one, that's all. You can't go to another. You can if you want, highly leveraged, but then you're going to ask them for you're overexposed. You've got very, very little wiggle room. As I say, you have to have all your eggs in one basket and overexposed because you don't have the capital. You're trying to fight a gun with a sword, basically. That's the trouble. I think it's probably best, yeah. Might sound loud, but consider it. I mean, I don't like people jumping in without understanding fully and then suddenly getting nailed. And it's usually, I mean, a millionaire loses 1,000 rand or two, it doesn't really matter. You know, some of you guys lose 1,000 rand or two, and you've saved for that, and it hurts. So rather be understanding of what's going on. Because I know a lot of guys, you know, buying the pretext, they're going to turn water into gold. It might happen, but it takes a while to do that. Especially in some up and down marks we're getting at the moment. Dollar Japanese yen, where is it now? Is it still on here? Is it now fiddle the bloody thing? Yes, it is good. Yeah, what's the dollar doing? You all got the DXY here posted earlier on. Still pretty strong. It might break through, but I think it's going to hold at this level. I think it's might get a pullback. I wouldn't go yet, but I think it could pull back to the gap here, which is at about 150 pips. But I wouldn't chase it now. We've still got some upward momentum. Might break through. Sorry there, Eugene. It might break through after all that, but I would be out anyway. Don't get over cute with it. Try and grab a couple of extra, but we'll see. But yeah, any pullbacks to buy, but to short it down, I'm thinking now even short it down there is a bit risky. Buy the pullbacks without doubt for this stage of the game. Yeah, they do. It's very, very common in trading. Worldwide phenomenon. Often pulls back and closes the gap. Absolutely. Ever been to London? Mind the gap in the tube stations. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think it will pull back. I'm not sure what courage is short at the moment. In fact, I'm courage to do anything at the moment. Leave it alone. Wait till we get some follow through. See what happens with the dollar. Okay. All right, Tabu. Oh, sorry, Tabu. Are you on my WhatsApp VIP group? Are you getting daily updates? If not, WhatsApp me. I'll put my number down again. Oh, you are, so I don't need to. Good. That's fantastic. Good. Great. Okay. Any accounts you'd like to look at? Gold's doing nothing at the moment, but I still see the upside there. Doing absolutely nothing. I still see the upside. Okay. Any other accounts you want to look at? Look at the shares just now. Not much is happening, so we'll let them run to jump around a bit and see how they end up later on. It's a bit too. Just put them in to start checking now. There's a few others we can look at later on, but I think it's enough for now on the share market. Okay. Do I get daily updates? Okay, great. You do. Yeah, good. Okay, all right. Yeah, so till I get a question posted, so I'm going to go back to NAS. Just please, guys, be careful of the NAS. Incredibly volatile, and we don't want to break your account and break your heart at the same time on your precious capital because it's extreme volatility. Rather, yeah, I always say it sounds horrible, this, but only go in with something you can afford to lose. If you've got 5 grand and you can afford to lose 3 grand because you wait for a couple $100,000 to come through fixed deposits, then you can overexpose. But if you find losing 1,000 rand is going to hurt you, then you've got to make sure that you don't expose to that extent. All right, you'll miss out on maybe a big profit, but it's not about the big profit. It's about looking after your equity, staying in the game. I think so, yes, Scott, I do. Remember, it's inversely proportional to the DXY and the yields on the 10-year note, and they've gone up a bit. The reason being, Lagarde speaking again tonight and Powell tomorrow. The non-farm jobs report came out on Friday, about 250% better than expected, which will be perceived as inflationary. So that we start talking not the 0.25%, maybe the 0.5% next month again, and the one more coming up, I think in May, I think it is. So if any hint of that on the speech tonight, or tomorrow night rather, from Powell, will immediately strengthen the dollar. So just be careful of that. So yeah, you got your stop in if you take the gold one. If you're not in, it doesn't matter anyway. But I think it's a good chance. It could come back to the, technically speaking, to the 50-day moving average, about 1845, 47, something like that. But it seems to be holding most of the day around these levels. I think we could get a bit of a push up. And remember as well, it's very much a fear factor commodity. It holds its value over a long period of time. People buying gold way back in Roman times. Remember that. In fact, probably before that. So the bottom line is it holds its value. It's well loved. Chinese, Indians love it, and they're buying quite a bit. So the Americans and Fort Knox or whatever. A lot of guys individually getting Krugerrands. It's nice to have a stable. If the fiat currency, the currencies themselves start weakening, which they always seem to do. So yeah, I see down the line $2,000 in about, in fact, a couple of years' time, probably more. Remember I said if you're dancing up and down, yeah, it is a bit. You're a JPY. I wasn't very happy with it, but seemed to be battling a bit with that sell. Guys went long and doing okay actually. But yeah, just remember, gold, your house hasn't changed in value, it's the currency has. If you bought gold for $1,000 and you bought the house for R1 million, for argument's sake, and suddenly you find it's $2,000 and 2 million rand. No, the house is not 2 million rand, the gold 2,000. It's the currency has gone down, has reduced in value. So now you need 2 million to buy the same house. You need $2,000 now because the dollar's gone down. Does that make sense? We always think the price of gold's gone up. No, it hasn't. It's the value of the currency's gone down. It's the other way around. So it appears that gold's gone up, but no, it's the currency's gone down. All of them go down. It's been the greatest thing for the money fiddlers of all time when they invented debt and the printing press for money. Because I know most people financially, let's say, ignorant might be a hard word to say, but should be less knowledgeable. So they can start spending money right, left and center, borrowed money, and then just increase the money supply to inflation and lower the level they owe. That's why the Chinese now are buying up land. They're getting fed up with it. They don't want your bloody currency with the dollar, because all you just produce more and devalue it. So you've got our durable goods, and we got your devaluing currency. We don't want it. We want something a bit more solid. Anybody in economic knowledge will know that. Believe me, they all know that. So just bear that in mind. Okay. Currencies always reduce in value. Good thing to know that. Some stuff I want to educate you on, not in great depth of economic degree, and how these players out there, we talked like the ANC and governments here. No, this is the worldwide thing. They're playing on people's lack of knowledge, keeping it that way, so they can play around to heart's content on money that create you the debt, with you the problem. They won't have it. It'll be you, the man in the street, and it's been picked up big time now. And you'll learn your personal life. How much money when you earn, when you're paid on, let's say, the first of the month, how much money you got left by the second of all the stuff coming up, and how much of that is debt, which is repaid. It's a serious issue. Okay, right. Anything else you'd like to discuss? You're a Japanese yen, if you like, jumping around, but not very nicely for you, I'm afraid. Where do you get it? You sold it. You're a Japanese yen, 142.22. Yeah, it's 30 pips in the red. You might get a bit of a pullback here, to be honest. Popped up today. You might get a bit of a pullback, but as mentioned in Morrison Company, I was pro the long, but I couldn't see a risk reward. That's why I left it. But I was pro the upside, because I'm aiming at this guy here and we couldn't get a risk reward. How do you mean a modification? Just be more clear what you mean by that. I'm glad you joined in, it's how you're learning. I just want to be clear what you mean by that. What modification are you mean? A lot of things you can modify. The TP and SL. Right, the entrant was 1161, the signal. It's only 6 pips above. We went short. So it's far too early to even think of tampering the TP. The SL is too early. I normally modify the SL when you're at least 30, preferably 40 pips in profit. Then I usually bring it down to entry to protect. Sometimes if I think I can get more, I might even bring it down and keep the distance a little bit further away. So I don't want to be stopped out in the noise. I think it's got more way to run, if you know what I'm saying. But no, to modify now, why would you? You know what I'm saying? You're not even in profit yet. Unless, I hope you're not saying modify away. If you modify your stop loss away, you're increasing risk. So all your calculations, the position size calculator, and they're all false. They're all up to maggots. You said, I can afford to risk 200 Rand. If you start modifying the stop loss away, you say, now I'm risking 250, 300. All the calculations now fall through. When you modify, you do it to reduce, not increase risk. Hope that makes sense. Cheers, Mike. I see on with that, Mr. Lekalakalala. I bet you get some guys tongue twistedly teased on that. Hey, Brian? Okay, you're learning stuff here, finding value. I know you work for the company. You're finding value here? No, in this sense, you said, no, it's a load of old rubbish. You'll teach me, I can feel it coming. But seriously, you learning anything here? Okay. I might do. Actually, busy. I've got thousands of clients at MJ. Love to. I might do if I've got the time and see other stuff going on. Okay, I'm trying to, yeah, but I can't guarantee it. Thousands of people. Best attend the training room. Okay. Trying not to promise I can't deliver. We've got a couple of thousand clients. I can't just, you know, be spread a bit thin. Said that, bloody hell, it really is. Isn't it? Yo. You're more nerve than me, Eugene. To buy, I mean, some guys should buy it around what you got in. And I must admit, I said rather not, rather wait for a pullback to get in. It's a bit high at the moment because the guys I mentioned the trade, we got in just over 17. And I think someone took their profit. They're probably kicking themselves now. A realistic TP. Well, it's coming really close, pretty close to it now, as it looks like. You might squeeze a bit more, maybe 1770. It might even, if the dollar can do, it might get back up to 18, right up there again. It hasn't been there since, when was that? November, which was about 3 months ago. But it's getting pretty close to some of the highs here. So, good question. Getting pretty close. I'll tell you a better idea. Put your TP out the way. See if you can ride a bit further. Maybe around about 18 and start modifying your stop loss. Your stop loss is far enough way to put into at least entry. So maybe stop loss at maybe 1755 or 1750 or something, and see if you squeeze it and just modify the stop loss and get your TP out of the way. That good answer, wasn't it? A very exotic pair, as the bishop said to the actress. Yeah, I think it's like keep modifying the stop. You mentioned you want to do this more and more, spend more time in it, then you will have the time, and then you can, then do that. I think that's probably your best bet. Because it's sort of a bit above than I expected, so I'm floundering a bit there. So wonderful. Good luck to you. You're smiling. I'm happy. Brilliant. Yeah, maybe 1750. You can't lose in the trade. And see if you can squeeze through there. If it starts pulling back, I'd start getting a bit nervous because I don't think some of the US dollars weaken. It might be a lot of profit taken up after it's a very, very big bump. Take it from here up there in just under 2 days. There might be some profit taken for anyone. So if it starts pulling back quickly, you might as well take the thing. If it goes up a bit, well, we'll have another look at it. We certainly can. We certainly can. Thank you, Zachariah. That's what I need to hear. Thank you. Thank you. I need to have that encouragement. Sometimes I think it's falling on deaf ears or it's not happening, whatever. Good. I'm loud, but that's what I am. You see, you get what, you know, I am what I am. You know what I mean? I'm not sure most people seem to rather have a loud, even slightly harsh in your face, honesty, than very sweet, sugary talk that means absolutely diddly squat. You know what I'm saying? Euro dollar. ABCD euro dollar. I'm not sure I want to chase it out. I looked at it earlier on today, and now you mention it. And I just thought, if you can't chase it out, my worry with it, I see the downside absolutely, is I've missed it up here. We're looking at other stuff. The trouble is, I've chased the next obstacle is here, 50 pips away. You need a stop up here. Again, 70 pips away minimum. You cannot get a risk reward. So at the moment, the only thing I'll say with this is maybe get a profit taking bounce up to these levels to sell it down and stop down here somewhere. But if it breaks through here and confirm the break, goes down, goes up, test it, comes off, confirm breakthrough there, stop loss here, take it down there. What a pleasure. See what happens with Lagarde tonight, and more to the point, Powell tomorrow. And yeah, and see if the dollar continues to strengthen. But we should get a good guidance tomorrow evening. Oh, no, MJ. I want you to keep trading, but always remember you're over 18. It's your decision. I hear what you're coming from. But I just suggest you don't do more than one trade at a time. If you can add funds and you can diversify. But I get them wrong as much as everybody else. So yeah, I'm happy if you do that. But if you get it wrong, I'm sorry. Well, I'm 17, so there we are. There you are. Ken, he's a tough guy. Pull the bloody trigger. You see, you always got to remember, you might not be much money to a lot of people, 700 rand. So if you lose it, what's it matter? A lot of guys, they struggle to get it. You think, well, how can they do on 700? Well, let's say they're earning about 10, 15 grand a month. They've got this going out, that going out, that going out, that going, you know, suddenly to find they've got so much going out to squeeze a grand, it's tough. So there's a lot of value to it. So you've got to respect that. I'll be horribly honest with you, I'll lose 700 rand. I'm going to be annoyed. That's it. Some guys, that could be quite devastating. So we've got to respect that. Pull the bloody trigger. Okay. Okay, right. Is that GBP? Anything happening? It's a bit quiet at the moment. Let's come back to around about entry. We'll have a quick check on the NAS to see if anything coming off yet. The NAS, yeah, it's coming off. About bloody time. So we'll look at the Apple. What are we getting on Apple? Just check it now in order. 152.15, slightly profit there. Just started, give it a chance. Don't get too excited. The next one was Google. Where do you get on Google? 103.75. Okay, that's a bit of profit. Good. Next one was Microsoft. Where do you get on that? 256.50. That's a bit of profit as well. Oracle's the next one. Nike. 124.50. Exactly the same. Nothing happening there. At least it's not losing. Oracle. We got in at 89.10. That's a bit of profit there. So 4 is slightly profit, 1 break even. Just to start. Could change tonight. I don't know. Up and down. But it seems to be all right. We all got goals and dreams, but they must be realistic. I don't want to get into trouble here, but I find too many people are following too much of the rah, emulating for the United States. You could be anything you want. Well, no, you can't. I cannot be the #1 tennis player in the world. I cannot be a brain surgeon. Everyone's got certain limitations. Got to be realistic. Yeah. And yeah, so nothing wrong with having your goals, but you must be realistic. Don't start wearing t-shirts saying budding billionaire, because anybody who's a bit more mouse will think you're a bit of a nana, shall we say, quietly. Be realistic. Always remember the 3 things you need: knowledge, the right equipment to do the job. Stop this bad work and blames their tools. That's nonsense. You haven't got the tools, you can't do the job. Right, you need the right equipment, the knowledge, and you need the capital. If you've got the capital and no knowledge, you just lose more money. Ken came out with that last year sometime. You're so spot on. You're still there, Ken. Absolutely spot on. Guys think a lot of money, so that's no problem at all. They just lose more because they haven't got the knowledge. If you've got the knowledge and you got the money, but you don't have the equipment, well, you can't place the trade. You know what I mean? So you've got to have the 3 that have in tandem to make it work. I used to be in sales, and instead you get conditions and objections. The guy's interested, you got to have objections, but you can't overcome it if he's not there. Can't speak the language. He's not in a position finance to say yes, however much he liked it. You know what I mean? Then you can talk to you blue in the face, you're wasting your time. That sets the numbers going. No, it's not. You can't go to an area that's so poor, they're not sure whether they're going to eat or not, and start selling $25,000 products because you get a 0. It's not a numbers game, it's going to be 0. And if you get 1, it's cost you more than the profit made on that. In numbers, we call it the bean counter. It's going to be against you. It's going to cost you more to dig the goal out than the actual value of the gold you're digging. You see what I mean? So you've got to take those into account before you can exercise your skills. And most of that's common sense. But we grab onto some of these unrealistic dreams because we want to. I want to go out with Miss World, but fortunately Miss World is better looking than me, a lot younger, and has got a far better looking, richer boyfriend. So no, I've got to be realistic. Well, richer, I don't know about better looking, that's virtually impossible. No, I don't think anyone better looking than me. Now, come on, now, let's be fair. That's what Mum told me anyway. But it didn't say truly spoken on that one. Yeah, only fortune is if you really was 16, then we can't send him signals. Got to be over 18, other than allowed to. So I know he's kidding, but just that joke could backfire. I used to be in the Merchant Navy years ago, and one guy, every time you come in, you got to put down what you got to declare going to port. One idiot, just a joke, put down heroin. And they didn't see the funny side of it. They searched the whole ship. The whole ship was held up. The guy who put that down was so much trouble you won't believe. So yeah, sometimes the jokes can backfire. The gas is giving me a treat. I'm going to talk about friend end gas again. What the hell's happened to that? I think the best thing to do is put that to bed. Where is it? Is it still on there? I have to fiddle around with it. It's not on here anymore. Probably just as well. Oh, the NAS. Oh, there it is. End gas 240 is doing nothing. Yep, it's coming on. Good. You'll find in life, I'm like everybody else. It's always good if it agrees with you. It's bad if it doesn't. Ever read a book? It's a good book. And suddenly, chapter 4, it's not a good book. Why is it suddenly not a good book anymore? Because the book doesn't no longer agree with your particular narrative. It's amazing how good something is when it agrees with you, and how bloody rubbish, talking rubbish it is. That's not rubbish it is, but it doesn't agree with you. Hey, that's CHF still. I'm already in. Thanks for mentioning that, Ken. That you're already in. It's very important that. So just have a check on it. CAD CHF. Yeah, sell. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're doing okay. My worry is that CAD could start strengthening a little bit on the back of the dollar, even though the Swiss franc is strong. So watch it. Watch it. You should be in a profit. Watch it. And on the daily, you can see the 50 is held. Don't buy it or sell at the moment. No new trade on this. Be careful, you're short. Watch it. Don't, turn it a negative into a negative into a positive into a negative on it. Be careful of your short at the moment. I'm not sure how far further it's going to go down. Remember, I'm looking at the American, and it's still strengthening. And so far, it seems the Canadians seem to be following like sheep on the US dollar, its neighbor. So it seems the dollar strengthens, the Canadians seem to strengthen on the back of it. Just bear that in mind. So you're putting a strengthening currency against a strong one. So you could have a bit of an impasse. 2 rand profit. Yay! This is a bit stubborn, yeah. Well, you do know the rules. I hope you've read the small print. 50% of all profits come to me because it's my idea. So you owe me a rand, NJ. I'll post my details afterwards, okay? And I charge a very, very high rate of interest. Better get it in there quickly. You should 2 rand profit. Better than negative. Always work in percentages. If you make 20 rand today, remember 20 rand in a day, multiplied by 200 trading days, consistently speaking, that's what, 400 rand. That's about 60% on 700. So if you make 20 rand a day, is that right? No, it's more than that. 20 times 200, that's 4,000 rand. Beg your pardon. 200, that's 4,000 rand. Beg your pardon. What's 7 to 4,000? But yeah, it's about 600% per year. If you've got 700 rand, you make 20 rand a day. That's 600% a year. I don't know anybody who makes that kind of return. So that's still pretty good. Yeah, I hear you. That's fantastic. That really is fantastic. But the consistency is the bottom line. You ask any of the traders out there, they've all made phenomenal profits one day, next day not so good. You need to be consistent. But well bloody done. You're quite right, Ken. Don't take the dream away, but just be consistent. Otherwise, a dream could turn into tears. You know that. You're not going to make 200 rand every day. I'm telling you, that's impossible. Well, it's not possible, but it's very possible, but not on a small account. Just work on percentages and really consistency. You know what I mean? You don't want to be up and down, up and down. At the end of the year, back to where you started. Consistency. Remember, payday only comes once a month. Not trying to be negative, trying to get people a bit more realistic in their goals. Otherwise, And the other one is to set achievable goals and have a bigger one. And someone have to tinker with it a little bit as well. But at least you got some goal. A goal is basically a target. If you haven't got a target, you're just having fun. Okay, what's the time? 1:30 anyway. Okay, guys, we'll see how they work out. Catch it tomorrow morning. I hope we got some smiles on the face. And I don't know, I'm sorry, NJ, I don't know why you can't load CFDs on there. Maybe because you don't have enough money in there and they've stopped it for people. I don't know what they've done. but you can check it out with Jack tonight in the trading in the platform training. Cheers, guys. Cheers, mate. Hope to have you back and catch you all. Yeah, mañana. Cheers. Thank you, Eugene.